Our topic is business versus government. Recognizing the fact that every business, and particularly this industry, the tech industry broadly defined, is very heavily influenced by government policy, and there's been an awful lot of talk about which of those policies are good and which are bad, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Our panelists, let's start out with the facts. Look, I'm reading from various media reports I've got. Regulators in the U.S. and Europe are taking a hard look at antitrust issues in the IT space. IBM getting attention here and abroad over its System Z mainframe business. Big Google investigation, as you know, just announced it'll be run by the Federal Trade Commission. Intel faces a lawsuit by the New York State Attorney General's office dealing with the European Commission, which fined it $1.5 billion. Some people say the aggressive approach taken by regulatory bodies is harmful to one of the few remaining industries in the U.S. where we still have an advantage. Gary, is that a valid view?
I guess that's my view.
Christine, what has the antitrust policy been? And the reason I ask you this is that when you got the job, there was a lot written about how you were going to be a real enforcer on antitrust the way the Bush administration had not been. And in fact, there was a written policy in the Justice Department under the Bush administration that you explicitly tossed aside and said, we've got a new policy now. It's been 2 years. What has the actual policy been?
Without any political interference.
Gary, you look frustrated by this whole discussion.
Well, it's very inside
That's
the beltway.
why you put him in the middle.
It's very inside the beltway. Unfortunately, I spend a lot of time outside, but I do spend a lot of time talking to Congress.
Glenn, I want to ask all of you a variant on this. If you could, you do obviously a lot of investing in technology, that's what you do. If you could tick off the main elements of government policy that would be helpful for the technology industry, and it would become so, what would they be?
It's an interesting question. I think what the policies the government needs to promote to...
Is there broad agreement? I mean, when you talk to legislators or policymakers, does anybody say, no, that's a dumb idea?
Look, no one says that improving immigration